You probably think sleep is the safest place in the world. But what if the way you sleep, the position you choose every night, is quietly increasing your risk of a stroke while you snooze? Today, we're diving into one sleeping position that experts warn can raise stroke risk in older adults overnight, why that happens, and 3 simple changes you can try tonight to lower your risk. I'll also explain the warning signs that mean you should see a doctor right away. The position that feels safe and comfortable for many seniors is the very one that can make obstructive sleep problems worse. And those problems are strongly linked to stroke. Later, I'll show a simple pillow trick and a sleep position swap that take under a minute and can make a real difference. If you care for an older parent or want to protect your own brain, this video could save more than just sleep. It could save function and independence. Let's get into the evidence and the practical steps. Key message: it's not just what you do during the day. How you sleep matters. The single position, lying on your back, supine. The sleeping position we're focusing on is supine. That's lying flat on your back. For many people, this is comfortable, but for older adults, it can make airway collapse and breathing pauses worse during sleep. Those pauses are called obstructive sleep apnea, OSA, and OSA is an independent risk factor for ischemic stroke. In short, back sleeping, worse OSA in susceptible people, more overnight drops in oxygen and blood pressure spikes, higher stroke risk over time. Clinical studies of stroke patients show a high prevalence of supine sleep during the acute period, and avoiding the back position can modestly reduce apnea severity. That's why sleep position matters more than many of us realize. Why seniors are especially vulnerable. Aging brings changes that make the back position riskier. Thinner airway muscle tone, stiffer blood vessels, higher rates of undiagnosed sleep apnea, and more atrial fibrillation, AFib, in older adults. These factors amplify the harm from repeated oxygen dips and blood pressure surges during sleep. Studies show U.S. and international stroke clinics commonly find both high rates of sleep apnea in stroke patients and frequent supine sleep, suggesting the pattern is real and clinically important. In other words, many older adults who end up with stroke were already sleeping in a way that worsened their breathing. The biology in plain English. Let me translate the science into the night-by-night mechanics. Breathing pauses, apneas, during back sleep are more likely because the tongue and soft tissues fall back, narrowing the airway. Each apnea causes a short drop in blood oxygen and a surge in sympathetic activity. Your body responds like a mini stress event. Over months and years, repeated nightly stress causes inflammation, higher baseline blood pressure, changes in blood clotting, and damage to small blood vessels in the brain. All pathways that increase stroke risk. Sleep apnea is also linked to atrial fibrillation, which raises the risk of clot formation and ischemic stroke. Important nuance. Position itself isn't always the only cause. It interacts with existing medical risks, hypertension, AFib, diabetes. But because position is an immediately changeable factor, it's a practical lever we can pull tonight. Real-world evidence and the surprise. You might be surprised by how often back sleep shows up in stroke care settings. Research measuring actual sleep positions in stroke patients found a very high frequency of supine sleep in the acute phase of stroke. That doesn't prove supine sleeping causes stroke, but it highlights a strong association and a plausible mechanism. Worse OSA. Another important finding from recent large population studies: irregular sleep timing and extreme sleep durations, very long or very short sleep, are also linked to higher risks of stroke and heart attack. So, position is one piece of a bigger sleep health puzzle. Keep your sleep schedule regular and talk to your doctor if you're sleeping poorly. Practical steps you can try tonight. Here are 3 specific low-cost actions seniors and caregivers can try tonight to lower overnight risk. These are practical, not medical cures, but they're evidence-informed. 1. Swap to side sleeping. lateral whenever possible. Sleeping on your side reduces the tendency for airway collapse. Many sleep specialists encourage side lying as a first-line positional change for positional OSA. If side sleeping is new, try hugging a pillow or use a long body pillow to make it comfortable. 2. Use a simple pillow block to discourage back rolling. Place a firm pillow behind your back or use a wedge so rolling onto your back is uncomfortable. Not painful, but awkward enough that you naturally stay on your side. Positional therapy studies show modest reductions in apnea events with these simple changes. 3. If sleepiness or snoring persist, get evaluated for sleep apnea. The gold standard is a formal sleep study and, if needed, CPAP therapy. Treating moderate to severe OSA with CPAP reduces nocturnal oxygen drops and can reduce long-term cardiovascular risk markers. Your doctor can advise. Bonus tips: keep a regular sleep schedule, avoid heavy alcohol or sedatives before bed, they worsen OSA, and manage blood pressure and heart rhythm problems with your physician. Small habits add up. Warning signs and when to act. Know the red flags. If a senior has any of these, see a doctor quickly. Loud, gasping, or choking at night. Excessive daytime sleepiness, falling asleep during daily activities. Witness breathing pauses reported by a bed partner. New or worsening headaches in the morning, or new cognitive problems. Known AFib, recent TIAS, or poorly controlled blood pressure. If you see these signs, position swaps are helpful, but they're not a substitute for medical evaluation. A sleep study, cardiac evaluation, and blood pressure control are all part of a comprehensive plan to reduce stroke risk. Quick recap: lying flat on your back, supine, can make breathing problems worse overnight. And untreated obstructive sleep apnea is a real stroke risk, especially for seniors. The good news: simple steps, side sleeping, a pillow wedge, and getting evaluated for sleep apnea can reduce the problem and are easy to start tonight. If this helped you, please like and share. And if you care for an older adult, send this to them. In the next video, I'll show a 60-second bedroom setup you can do tonight to make side sleeping almost effortless. Don't miss it. Subscribe and click the bell so you won't. I'm sharing educational information compiled from current studies. This video is not a substitute for medical advice. If you or a loved one has symptoms, see a licensed clinician.